it tickles me to death. Todd Johnson, and I've been doing it about 18 years. On a dare. I had buddies of mine that says, you need to be a comic. You're just constantly making us laugh. I'm like, no, you guys just say stupid stuff and I slam you. You have to find your own way of doing it. But it was just kind of like telling some of your stories that you did before, and then I had to learn how you could set things up and create tension and then pop it and make sure that the punchline was right at the end. Trial and error, and then talking to other comics. And I actually had a friend of mine I took a class from. I mean, there's always people talking back and forth about whether classes work or not. I don't think you can teach somebody to be funny. I think you can teach them to write jokes. And they have to be, have that own personality that comes out of them. And I don't do setup and punch. I do more storyline, which is also can be harder. I like to have a story where it starts, and then by the time you're here, you're like, how in the hell did you get there? I've got two right now that if I never did comedy again, those would be the two best shows I ever did. And one of them was for my niece, who actually, I won't get into the big long story, but she ended up in the hospital. We didn't think she was going to make it, and then she did. And I went in and made her laugh. And so there was me and her and my brother. And I made her laugh so hard there was no noise. And I went, I said, is that good? He goes, she hasn't laughed like that since the accident. So if I never did comedy again, that was it. But 2 years ago, I got a chance to meet Robin Williams, which is way cool. But today's actually the anniversary when he passed for 2 years. And I met him 2 weeks before. And it was one of the very last times he ever came to a comedy show. Yeah, it's a theater it's a Throckmorton Theater out in Mill Valley, just north of San Francisco. But I was sitting in the green room, and here he came. And it was very surreal, very weird. On stage, yeah, because I'd talked to him about some different things, and somebody told him about one of my jokes and told me to show it to him, and I went, all right. And he laughed really hard, which he hadn't been laughing. I mean, he hadn't been laughing at all for months. And I said, if you don't want to come watch, that's cool, but if you want to come watch me do this bit, it'll kill. And he goes, I'll come watch. And I remember being on stage, knowing he was standing behind me, and my first three jokes, which I know by heart, scared me to death. And then I had this little conversation going on in my head. It was like, you got one of the best comics standing behind you in the entire world, and so just do your stuff. And after that, I did it, and I turned around, and he was standing there, and all the other comics, they laughed, and then they left, and he turned around and goes, holy cow, you destroyed. And then I haven't laughed that hard in the last, I don't know how many months. Thanks, I needed that. And I went, you know what? If I can make you laugh once out of all the times you've made me laugh, yeah, you're more than welcome. And he was very gracious and stuff like that. But it's kind of odd that today's, 2-year anniversary of that. But it was very surreal. Very, very nice, very sweet man. And I'm glad I got that chance. It's always that next show that you do. You go, I can't go out like this. So you'll do another show just to get the taste out of your mouth. And I don't know how to explain it. If you don't get that fix, like some people smoke or some people drink or and if they can't get that fix, it really drives them crazy. And sometimes for that stage, it's a huge fix for you. If I can make people laugh, and I've had people come up and go, you know what, I've had a terrible last 3 years or 2 months or whatever else, and I didn't want to come out, but you made me laugh so hard that I totally forgot about all my stuff for an hour. That's why I do it. some people do it for themselves. I'm not saying that I don't, but I love to see people laugh, and I love to see people cry from laughter, because that, to me, I did my job.